Hey y'all, welcome back. Another Monday recording here in the books for Kevin and I. Tonight's just gonna be the two of us. Andrew is off gallivanting around Europe for a week. Lucky SOB. Didn't even invite us. It's kind
So
of
jealous.
it's kind of rude. So Andrew, when you hear this on Saturday when you are editing it all, it's kind of rude. But hopefully you're having the best time in the world out there and enjoying your vacation. We'll hold down the fort here on the podcast while you're gone. So tonight's very simple. Really, we're going to talk about the sports update. We're going to talk about West Virginia. There's some stuff that Kevin and I were talking about prior to the podcast. And of course, we're 10 minutes into talking about it and go, we should probably start recording all of this that we're discussing at this point. So that's where we're at. We're definitely going to talk about the NBA. There's a lot going on, not just with the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, and all of that, but a lot of other news that's circulating around. And we'll kind of go from there. Nothing too crazy. This might be, a short one for your ears tonight, y'all. So just get ready, enjoy, and we'll jump right into it. So let's start off. We won't start off with the biggest note for this weekly sports update. We'll save that for last. But I want to, hats off or round of applause to Todd Bowles, the now head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it said like 30 something years after he left school, he got his bachelor's degree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for him. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He promised his mom that he would go back and get his degree, and it just took a little extra time, but hey, you know what? That's fantastic. I love those kind of stories. I love seeing guys do that. So
Me too. I agree.
I remember, I won't lie, when we were at school, West Virginia, I'm pretty sure there was a 60-year-old woman in like a couple of my classes.
In a couple of my old marketing classes, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely remember like an older guy sitting up front just to finish off his degree because he went away to the army or
Yeah,
something, and then he wanted to just get the degree and get the diploma. And I was like, yo, kudos to you.
there was one guy that was in one of my business classes, my finance classes, that was I want to say he's now in his mid 40s. He's got to be. He was like 36, 37 when we were in college. So late late 40s, mid 40s, somewhere around there. I think that's how old he is now. But hey, you go back to school, hats off to you. I don't think I could ever do it after being out of school for 10 years. I honestly, the idea of studying or doing anything like that just is not
the
my cup of tea.
the idea of sitting around and having to write a paper and sit down and write a paper, I was like, I don't even know how to do that anymore. I'm so out of that realm
Yeah.
that it's crazy.
I think the only thing that would save me is that I have to write emails every day and I write what we're going to talk about every week. So that saves me by like this much, by the most minuscule thing in the world. I don't know I don't know how people do it. So hats off to anyone that's listening that has gone back to school after being out of school for extended period of time or taking a couple of years off. More power to you. I thought I wanted to do that, but yeah, not happening at all. um, I think this is now officially Matt Ryan is retired, though he hasn't said he is yet. But he has now become a analyst for CBS Sports.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's never going to live down to 28-3. So just get out while you can. But dude just made enough money, has done very well for himself on and off the football field. So congratulations. Enjoy retirement, I'm going to assume. Um, Maybe you'll get to chill with Tony Romo and break down every single play ahead of the play.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Ryan, he's had his time. He's one of those. It's pretty much honestly, Merritt, we're just getting older. We literally are just going through it. You sent out the post the other day where this upcoming season is going to be the first season that we don't have Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, or Drew Brees in a regular season game. It's
Yeah.
the like literally the passing of a torch of a lifetime. It's weird. And watch, in a couple of years, we're gonna be adding guys like Aaron Rodgers to that list.
We
So
we might that add that after this year.
I know if he wins a championship with the Jets, my goodness.
I think even if they don't, I think he might be done. He's gonna be what, 48 by that point, 41. I think
True.
I think
We'll see.
we'll see what happens. Here's one I did not put up there, but West WNBA news. The New York Liberty have signed your favorite girl to an extension through the 2025 season.
Oh, Sabrina?
Yep.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the cornerstone of that franchise. If you don't believe in her, you better figure something out because you gotta keep your key star players at home. You don't want them running away.
Though
But
they
this is a big year for the Liberty. There are tools in place. There are
Mhm.
players in place this year. If they're not healthy, that's going to be a big deal. But I'm excited for who they have. They got Stewie, they got Vandersloot, they got Bettina Lene, if I got said her name correctly, former lottery pick. So the only thing that concerns me is they played the Aces the other day.
and got trounced.
Yeah, the Aces are probably the scariest team in the WNBA right now. They're probably to the extent of that year when Durant was on the Warriors. That's how
Oh,
scary
yeah.
I think they can be.
Yeah, they I saw the score and I was like, wait, what? That's that. I honestly thought the Liberty would give them more of a fight, but you got to think the Aces are a big team. The Liberty are not.
That is
So
true. And one thing I will also say, it's hard for us to compare right
right,
now, which is the beginning of the season, which they're just learning, to say
get used to each
maybe
other.
September when they've finally gotten time to play with each other. And oh my god,
Yeah.
there's a spider that just walked in and I want to kill it so bad, but I don't know where it is.
Oh
So if you
God.
hear me scream, that's probably what it
And
is.
anyone watching on YouTube, if you just see Kevin just jump out of his seat, it's gonna be why. It's gonna be a spider crawling across his desk.
Yeah.
That would be hysterical, though. That would be
Uh,
hysterical. Um, and then another thing for the NFL is the Texans are unveiling new uniforms apparently before the start of this season.
Oh god, I swear if they are as boring as the Cardinals new uniforms, I'm going to be like I give up.
The Cardinals' new uniforms just look like they're part of Texas Tech.
No, it's like literally just
That's
they made the font like freaking Times New Roman, no creativity. It's as boring of a uniform as I've seen in a while. Maybe it'll grow on me. For example, the Browns uniforms, I remember that the older ones they had, those grew on me a little bit. I was like, I can deal with that. But we'll see. Just right now, I'm not thrilled with
hey,
them.
I want to see what the Browns do because if that poll is right, there's 5 new logo designs for the Cleveland Browns.
I am excited that they actually have a credible logo than a stupid helmet.
Yeah, one of them. So there's this girl on TikTok and Instagram. She like redesigns all the sports logos, like different teams' logos. She's done some really cool ones. She's done the Lions, she's done the Jets, the Seahawks, and a couple others. But one of the ones from the Browns is her logo
Oh,
that she
dope.
created. I'm like, that's actually not bad. But the fourth one just looks badass, or whatever one I thought were the full on face and just like the nasty look. I was like, yeah, that I could get behind that logo and not an elf.
I love it.
I don't know. We'll see. I honestly hope the Texans just rebrand and get rid of that stupid longhorn kind of cowboy look on the side of the helmet too.
That
I just think they needed to be completely rebranded into some, just be the Houston Oilers.
would be interesting.
I know that's the Tennessee Titans technically, but you know, it'd be better than being the Texans. You know,
No, yeah, I totally get it.
yeah, just I don't know. It'll be fun. We might be doing some type of rebranding of sports teams here in the near future anyway. So we're gonna have some fun with it when we get to that
Yes,
episode.
that will
Uh,
be a fun episode.
that might be the only time where you have to do homework, Kevin. And there's a spider.
And I just killed it.
Yes,
I don't even know how, but it was on me apparently, and I'm like, oh my god.
that's awesome. I saw your arm just like fling up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're lucky it stayed on your arm.
I'm lucky I didn't even feel it. I must have literally, when I moved my arm, I must have smashed it. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh man.
We're live, folks.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Let's talk about the biggest news in sports.
Hmm.
Honestly, it's probably going to be the biggest news in sports until the end of the conference finals. We're going to keep talking about this stuff.
Yeah, this is the time that's going to be NBA all day, maybe sprinkling other sports here and there, but this is the time we dedicate to our favorite sport, the
I
NBA.
do have the Kraken and the Dallas Stars on behind me.
Go Kraken.
Let's go Kraken. Um, but Ja Morant, I think he's just ruining his life and throwing away his NBA career.
I don't even know what to say. I'm like, you, you know what? I forgot who said it. I'm gonna let the professionals talk about it a little bit more, but like Michael Wilbon, I think he even said like he's not even allowed his kids to wear his like sneaker in the house anymore.
Yeah, he said. I think said that he told his son, he goes, if you want those shoes, you can't buy them. You're not spending my money on them. I don't want to support somebody like this.
It's it's really disappointing. It's
Did you?
like you thought that you went away, you learned your lesson, and here you go, you're just going off again on Instagram Live. You know, honestly, shout out to the friend who was there because here he threw the phone down when the minute he put his camera on him. But at the same time, it's like, yo, why are you putting yourself in that situation? You are a star in the NBA, probably top 5 up and coming stars in the NBA,
Mhm.
and you are out here waving around a gun like you are in charge of the streets. Dude, like, what are you doing? Like, you do not need to be doing all that. What is I don't know what he's going through his mind, what his like close parties are telling him, but I just think it's really disappointing. And I had a feeling that there's some sort of like suspension that he was gonna get after that came out.
They
I
haven't
don't
even.
know. Do you think
They,
they just terminate his contract?
no, his contract won't be terminated. I think what'll happen is that you'll see him get suspended a minimum of 41 games, a minimum of 41. He's going to get suspended for half the year. Nope, they're still up there. I was going to say, let's just see if Nike's done anything. They're still on Sneakers app. His next ones are the Hunger Jaw ones that are coming out. All right, we'll see. I don't know. 2 months ago, you got suspended for 8 games because you flashed a gun on Instagram Live while you're at a strip club with money raining around. This time you flash it in a car. From what it looks like from the video I've seen.
In mid daylight.
Yeah. Like you can see you doing this. Like
No, but the
what
point is, why do you have a gun in your hand mid daylight? What would you possibly could be using that for in the middle of the day? It's not like you're at night. Maybe I can understand at night you might need to have a weapon on you, but it's like looks like it's like 2 in the afternoon, or
dude,
even earlier than that.
you're making millions of dollars playing a sport. Hire a security guard.
Oh, I don't
Like
know.
they I think the whole when they said that he went to his little retreat for a week and they're like, oh, he has anxiety and is stressed. Da, da, da. I think that's all bullshit. I don't think he left his house. I think he just sat in his house for a week doing nothing. at this, from what it's in my opinion now, and I could be totally off. I don't know Ja. I really don't ever want to meet him. I thought he was going to be a phenomenal player to watch, and now I'm rather go watch Desmond Bain yell at obscenities at LeBron James or at some other person in the NBA. But he will not be seeing the light of day on an NBA court or the Memphis Grizzlies facilities for quite some time. And I guess he did not listen to Steven Adams when Steven Adams said, be smart about your decisions. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any further comment on this issue because it's.
I do want to say one thing though, because I did hear Stephen A. Smith. Think of it this way. When did he and Zion get drafted? Like 3-4 years ago, right? This is year 3.
About
Who was also drafted? He's in current New York Knicks.
Yeah, shout out to RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett might look like the best player drafted out of that draft class now. Ja with his whatever's going on in his mind, and Zion can't keep his weight down to keep himself on the court.
Yeah. Crazy. It's almost scary to think that we lucked out not being able to grab those couple guys.
Yeah, but I also think that Zion, if he can continue to lose weight and stay healthy,
he'll be the number. He's a guy.
Oh.
He's got it. He's got
got
it. As long as he can get his body right and learn how to play with it and stay healthy, he's got that it factor. He can help a team. I feel it.
I think also it might be for him. It might be a good change of scenery. Might be coming up for him to get to do a different organization, because whatever the Pelicans are doing with him, just same situation every year, hurt, sick, like whatever it is. So might be time for a new situation here. Why am I so bright? What the frick is going on? Wow,
I don't know what you just did there.
I don't know either.
Interesting.
Yeah,
You're very bright. Did I do something?
I don't know. No, it's okay. I don't know. We're out. It's live, like Kevin said.
Live.
Just everything's whatever. As long as the cameras still work and all the other stuff works, we're fine. And now I'm back to normal. What the? I don't get this.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Let's talk about the funness of West Virginia. Do we want to start with football or baseball?
Doesn't really matter.
All right, let's start with baseball because they're literally the only prevalent team right now. They're still playing. They went from number 12 last week to now number 6 in the polls.
Incredible.
They crushed Texas Tech in home series against them. I don't know where they're at, like if they're near the end of the season. I don't even know. You can't even look it up on ESPN. It was maybe just under college sports. That'd be ridiculous. Like baseball, college baseball. I'm trying to look it up, see if there's softball. Softball.
Looking for baseball standings?
Yeah, let's try to see. Oh, there's men's baseball. Beer showers, cowbells, woo pigs. That's not what I want. All right, whatever. That's not helpful, ESPN. That'd be baseball.
I got it.
All right.
What are you trying to figure out? Like who else is in the top?
Yeah, who's the top?
All right, so you have Wake Forest number 1 at 42-8.
Damn.
Arkansas 38-13. Number 2. Stanford number 3, 34-14. I don't know how the hell they're number 3. Florida 40-12. LSU number 5, 39-12, and right behind them, West Virginia, 39-13.
Dude, I pulled it up right as you were reading it too. There's no other Big 12 team in the top 10.
And shout out to Dallas Baptist at number 17.
Wow. It's a first ever appearance in the top 10 in the 43-year history of the publication of this poll.
Shout out to Coach Randy Mazie for honestly putting in work. And might I add, what has been helpful is I was listening to the Mountaineers Confidential podcast, and they had the guy in charge of the Country Roads Trust on there.
Oh, cool.
And he talked about, because somebody asked, so like, what's the percentage of like things going to sports? And he mentioned that there has been what they call their war bank that has been used for baseball to help guys bring guys to Morgantown, which has helped Randy bring in some players to really help out this team, which is awesome to hear.
I love that.
Yeah, I would definitely
100% love that.
suggest uh checking out the Country Roads Confidential podcast with that Country Roads Trust guy on it. I
Okay.
forgot his name. Hold on, let me get you that name for you. Country Roads Trust. Country Roads Trust. The guy that was on there, his name is Stephen Ford. He's the chief operating officer. Really great stuff. Really interesting to hear what he had to say. But yeah, they're doing something right now called $1 Million May. So they're
Nice.
trying to raise $1 million to just go ahead. I'm not gonna lie, maybe whenever I get paid, maybe I'll give a small donation
Yeah, maybe I'll
as a
throw
as a
a couple
one-time
bucks.
pledge. I'll let you know what I do, Merritt, when I
All
do
right,
it.
let me know and I'll match it.
Perfect. There we go.
There you go. We'll give one of our college athletes 50 bucks to go do whatever they want with it.
Hey, if it's $50, that helps us a little bit closer to get a brand new football coach or a brand new something for one of our teams. I'm all about it.
Hey, I am too. Well, now let's talk about, since you mentioned it, football.
Yes.
We got there's a lot of big things happening over there. May not look good to a fan because, we want everything to change yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we did steal an in-state rival from Marshall. We stole one of their speedy wide receivers. Not the greatest numbers, it only has over 200 yards receiving, a couple touchdowns, but when he catches the ball, he averages 15.3 yards per catch. So that's pretty dang awesome.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and then you said that we got another guy,
Yeah,
another
we
what?
got another guy. He is by the name of, I just have his name. His name is Noah Massey, wide receiver, formerly of Bowling Green, coming from Division 2, where he put up some decent numbers there as well. So they've been talking about it. They're not finished adding to this roster, and we need guys that are going to be able to catch the ball. So whoever's out
Mm-hmm.
here that's looking to get some playing time, you're going to get it at West Virginia. Like there's plenty of spots open if you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to come to Morgantown. Like they got plenty of spots open. I think the only main thing that is pretty much solidified, I would say, is if you either play offensive line or running back, it'd probably be tough for you to come to us because we got a lot of depth there already.
Yeah, we
But
have a three-headed beast of a running back group, and
yeah, and we recently, I know on the defensive side, we got a guy from Kentucky, uh,
yep.
defensive lineman. Before I forgive me, his name is really hard to pronounce. Yeah, I don't want to fuck it up, but yeah, so they're making it work. I'm trying to be a positive person and wish that
How's
we
that
can make
going
things
for you?
happen. I went to yoga today, so we're feeling good.
So you mean like you're just kind of
I'm
taking it
letting
nice
things
and
happen.
easy? All right.
Letting things happen. I'm not gonna let it stress me out until August. You know, especially closer and closer we get to us making it to the backyard brawl.
Huh. That Macy kid you were just talking about is pretty dang good.
Go ahead. You got some
Two
stats up?
years at Angelo State, Macy reeled in 81 receptions for 1,083 yards and 9 touchdowns. This past season, he led the Rams in receptions 52, receiving yards 684, and 4 touchdowns. So not a ton of touchdowns, but you also don't know the type of offense that team ran, but it does seem like he was the main ball threat.
Mm.
He's 6'4", 230. So it's my height and a little bit less in weight than me. And can probably run really, really, really fast. But in 3 years at Bowling Green, he only caught 10 passes. So
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but hey, I'll take that. I want, you know, we need those players here. But you did mention running backs, we did have the West Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year commit
Yes. Yep.
to play at West Virginia, which is fantastic. Downside, he's a running back.
Yeah. Where is he? Where is he going? Unless you're gonna have him a guy to do your punt returns, Mr. Judah Price.
It's an interesting name for a little white running back, Judah.
Hey, crushing it.
Whatever. I don't care. As long as he comes out here and plays well, he's supposed to, what you say, come in June, right?
Yeah, starting June 25th, day after my birthday. We'll be on campus.
Nice. Look at
Yeah.
that. Oh, and then I just saw this as I'm reading Fan Nation. 2 weeks ago, Mathis Jr. announced he was leaving. He is now transferring to Houston to play for Dana Holgerson.
Ooh.
Ugh. There's pictures on his Twitter of him in the Houston Red.
That's gonna be extra interesting this
I'm
year.
sorry, but
Oh
that just looks
gosh.
ugly.
Well,
Ugh.
no, that's gonna be awkward because
We
he's
play them.
now we're gonna play them, right?
Do we play them this year?
Yeah, we play
Yes, we do.
Houston. And I'm
I
pretty
think
sure it's at home.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Um,
Am I right?
hold on, I'm trying to find it.
I saw that picture you're talking about of him in red.
So ugly. No, it's in Houston this year.
Well, thank God for that, because that just would. Well, Mathis apparently has 2 years of eligibility, so we'll get him the next year.
Unless he thinks he's good enough to go play in the NFL, which he's
Yeah.
not. If Letty Brown is playing in the XFL and winning XFL championships,
Shout
then
out to
he,
him and Will Clark when we
yeah.
play. Will Clark winning for the what the
And
hell
what
is their, what's the
is
hell
it
of the
the
team
head?
name?
Is it the head coach, West Virginia guy too?
No, that's Bob. No, that's Bob Stoops from
No.
Oklahoma.
Oh, Bob Stoops was the Renegades, whatever they are.
Whoever coached the winning team, the one XFL. Yeah, that's Bob Stoops. The
Oh no,
is that their name? The Renegades?
uh
Hold on, XFL
I'm looking it up right now.
championships.
Yeah, it was Arlington Renegades beat the DC Defenders.
Shout out to the Renegades.
The St. Louis Battlehawks had the West Virginia coach.
Yes, Anthony Beck, former
Yeah,
tight end. And they had Greg Jennings on that team too.
yeah. He got invited to Carolina's minicamp.
I hope he makes it.
Dude, this guy literally has done everything that he needs to get in there, and no one's giving him the chance.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit more about football. So, like, we steal a good, decent wide receiver, speedy wide receiver. We get from what it probably is going to be is your number one target, with the Macy kid, and then you bring in a young, more likely, I bet they make him redshirt. Judah, I bet he gets redshirted.
He might play 4 games this year.
Yeah, so he plays four games, gets redshirt, comes back the following year because you never know. It's where you live in the transfer portal era where, God, hope to Christ that does not happen, but that CJ just decides to up and leave. Then you have someone to step in, kind of, sort of, but not
Yeah.
really, because CJ is a scary human being and
Yeah.
a beast of a human man. But I'm intrigued. I want to talk about what I said earlier. The West Virginia guys that are in the NFL. Some of these kids are getting paid, and I love to see it. Love it.
Mhm.
Stills has yet to sign his contract, but from what I saw, it's supposed to be like about $4 million, $3 million. Sam Jones, Sam James rather, is making like 2 million, like 1 point something to 2 million.
Mhm.
And Bryce Ford Wheaton got a buttload of money from the Giants.
Yeah, and he has a decent amount of it. Like,
He gets
uh,
236 100,000 this year.
yeah,
And the deal's for like what, $2 million or something.
yeah. If he like makes it through like everything.
I think and that the first number we mentioned, that is guaranteed money. Typically you don't see an undrafted free agent, rookie free agent get that kind of money, especially
Oh
be
yeah,
guaranteed. It's
absolutely.
usually make this, get past here, you can make this much. Get past here, you get this. Like, nah, this boy is making the money. So I think that means that they really like this, really like Bryce,
Hmm.
and I think he has a really good shot at making that team.
Yeah, me too. Um, the Giants don't have crazy wide receivers. It's
Yeah,
you look. We looked at the thing. We looked at the depth chart the other day.
yeah, we did.
Um,
There
it's
was what,
what you
three?
got: Darius Slayton. You got Sterling Shepard whenever he returns. You still got Wandale Robinson. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. I'm pulling up the jet depth chart. Oh, come on. You can't get it on their official website, so
You can't.
no, it won't. They won't release it until week one.
But
So let's just go to ESPN. We'll look at ESPN again. I know we already done this, but all right. So your wide receivers: Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell. Those would be your starters. Your second tier, uh, Jalen Hyatt, who I
oh,
think
I forgot about him. Yeah, he'll probably get some. Uh, he'll probably get some playing time. I feel.
Wandale Robinson, Sterling Shepard is their backups. Jamison Crowder, Jeff Smith, Colin Johnson, our third string, fourth string, Sills, Khalil Pimpleton, and then McCabe Polk. And that's it. They do not have Bryce Ford Wheaton on here right now. Um, but I could, Pimpleton, I know from Hard Knocks last year with the Lions, he got cut. He's a short guy. He's speedy but inconsistent hands. Um, I don't
Don't
know.
forget about they signed Paris Campbell
Yep. Yeah, he's a
last.
starter.
So you have Paris Campbell. Did you talk about Jamison Crowder?
Yeah, but Crowder's at the end of his career. I don't.
Okay.
I think because Crowder signed a 1 year deal there because he was just in
Hmm.
Buffalo, I believe.
Yeah.
Um,
And then this other guy, number 18, Isaiah Hodgins. I remember he made plays for the Giants last year.
let's see.
So
Oh yeah, he came on late in the
late in the year. Yeah.
yeah. So it looks like he had 392 yards, receiving 4 touchdowns, but he literally came on tail end
Yeah.
of everything. But in the postseason game, he looked good. He had 11 catches for 108 yards and a touchdown
Yeah.
against the Eagles. So he is good,
One,
but
two,
we'll see. I don't know.
five, six.
There's a full,
So there is how many wide receivers right now on this roster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 wide receivers.
usually you
I,
keep what, maybe six and
six,
send.
maybe seven, and then another guy on the practice squad.
I bet you would keep six and keep two because your practice squad's bigger now. So you can have maybe two or three on the practice squad.
So like the thing is, I just who that's a lot of people to beat out there. Like you have guys that have been with the team for a while already. So think about a guy like our former WV guy, David Sills. He got playing time last year at some points. Then he went back to up and down to the practice squad.
Yeah,
Is that something that you have to think about?
he got a futures contract with the Giants this year. He's making about just under $1 million, from what I saw. Honestly, if you look at the depth chart, let's just look at the depth chart real quick. And this is probably me being biased because I really like Bryce Ford Wheaton. I think he
Yes, you
should have
do.
been drafted high in the at least in the second or third round. Anyone that's on the fourth slot for the depth chart, he's better than. And I love
So
Sills. I love Sills because he's just his story and everything and what he did for us. I love him. But
okay.
would you rather have Bryce Ford Wheaton or David Sills?
So according to ourlads.com, so apparently the Giants play a left wide receiver, a right wide receiver, and a slot. So that's three right there.
Yep.
They currently have Hodgins, Slayton, and Campbell in those slots.
Okay. Yep.
The number two would be those next set after them would be Hyatt, Shepard, and Wandale. So I think that six right there is going to be the six that are probably gonna solidify your roster spots. Now, that third through fifth slots that you have, they're probably gonna keep two of them. If anything, I would probably keep. They're probably gonna keep maybe Crowder because
Yeah.
as a veteran, and I would say that would be the chance that Bryce Ford Wheaton has to either beat out is to that last spot.
That's
Because
what I think.
I personally like Sills because he's a bigger wide receiver. Because when I was just looking at everybody's like heights, hold on, I just literally had it up and I accidentally took it off. Hold on. When I look at the heights of everybody,
Yeah. Sills is 6'3".
yeah,
Bryce is 6. Oh no, it's Paris Campbell. Why is that? Why did you bring me?
you have
But Bryce is 6'3".
6'1", 6'1", 5'10", 5'8", 6'3", 5'9", 5'10", 6'6", and Colin Johnson, 6 feet, 6'3", and Bryce Ford Wheaton is 6'3".
Yeah.
So I feel like they would they would mix it up, like keep Jamison Crowder as that extra slot, and then Bryce Ford Wheaton could possibly maybe slot in somewhere else. So we'll see. We'll see what the preseason goes.
Yeah.
Who knows? There could be a surprise injury that comes out of anywhere. Maybe they like Ford Wheaton. If you remember when he was with us, he was a big special teams guy. Maybe they
Yep.
just bring him on for just special teams. So it looks like he's doing well during practice from the photos I see. They showed his number. He's number 6. So
Okay.
maybe I could hopefully still get him as a trading card, which would be legit. So we'll
You just
rock
gotta
it out.
find the trading card.
That is true. Find the trading card is going to be the key.
You'll find it. Knowing you will literally find that
I
trading card
will
wherever it was.
100% find it.
Okay. What do you got on tonight, Kev?
Oh, yes. Great question. So, my jersey is this past year's kind of like statement edition with the Basquiat logo,
I do
Brooklyn
like that one.
Nets. Now, you're wondering who I'm wearing. I'm wearing number 18. 18 for Mr. Yuta Watanabe. For those that don't know, it is May. It is Asian American Pacific Islander month. So for all my Asians out there, gotta rep Watanabe for it. I remember when we went to the Nets game,
Oh my
I was
god.
looking all over for it, and it was literally they were just finished making his jersey. So I was like, oh yeah, let me get one of those. Perfect timing. So yeah, that's my jersey on today. Merritt, you're wearing your Celtics in support of your Celtics. I figured
Yes, sir. I got
your
my Celtics
baseball
hat on.
jersey.
I got my baseball Jordan Celtics jersey on just to, you know, rep it out. Just because, we'll talk about it of the utter destroying of the 76ers that happened yesterday. So, yeah, definitely had to pull this out today. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to be wearing Celtics gear the rest of this week.
I don't blame you. You
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. Wednesday, I'm definitely, that's why I record tonight so I can watch Celtics game.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Priorities. I told my wife that, and she goes, "You put the Celtics game above hanging out with your wife," and I was like, "Yeah, I did. I had to. It's kind of a big game,
Yeah.
and we're gonna watch the bubble teams all over again."
Oh yeah.
That's the crazy part. Let's just dive into it. The Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals are the bubble teams from 3 years ago.
I love it. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a doozy, both series,
Oh yeah.
and I can't wait. I cannot wait to get these going. It's gonna be an exciting playoffs.
Hmm. Let's talk a little bit about the game yesterday afternoon. Tatum dropped 51, had the most points ever in a NBA playoff game 7, which was held by Steph Curry for a whopping 2.5 weeks, and then broke. But I watched that game, the whole game. That was Tatum's game, the whole game. The 76ers could not find an ocean. At one point, it was brutal. I think with 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter, they had scored a whopping 5 points in the third quarter and the Celtics had scored almost 38.
Yeah, it was honestly pure utter domination. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
wow, absolutely incredible by the Celtics. But it's funny because it's like I honestly expected that the Sixers had every chance to close it out. They had every advantage. They were at home. They were at home.
And they were up.
And they were up by like about 14 points, I think.
Yeah,
You're
they were up
supposed
by
to you're supposed to put your foot down on their throat and seal the deal. And you didn't.
That's very true. You know, I heard Embiid's comment after the game. Harden and I can't be the only ones to do this. And I almost want to be like, what are you talking about? Harden didn't even show up in this game. You barely showed up. He's the first NBA All-Star or MVP rather to not have one conference final appearance under his belt. He hasn't even been there once.
Can't get past them. Can't get past them.
No,
I knew this was gonna happen too. I was like, there's no way the Sixers would make it. They're not gonna make it.
there's also more reason for me to hate Courtney Yang, or however you say his stupid last name, and that ugly face of his, for getting that technical foul stuff. Did you see that?
No, what I missed must have missed that.
So I think it was in the second quarter.
But yeah, I was definitely
Billy takes a
working.
shot, and this long rebound going towards the Sixers bench. You can definitely tell Jaylen Brown grabs Harden's jersey,
Mm-hmm.
gets away with a no call. Ball stays in bounds, and Brown slides into the bench of the 76ers. He
Mm-hmm.
gets up, and he starts to try to run off, and you can see Niang's hand come down and grab his leg just enough to like make him kind of go, what are you doing? Like, don't touch him, first
Yeah.
off. So Jalen starts running up the court, and they're all barking at each other. So he turns around and starts barking back. They give Jaylen Brown a technical, Scott Foster, which if you're an NBA fan, everyone hates. I loathe Scott Foster, but that's another story for another day. Gives him a technical foul. They review it. They give Niang a technical foul as well. And that was the second technical foul on Philly within like 5 minutes. Like they weren't in the game. And though I'm very happy the Celtics blew them out, it was, we won and all that. I would have honestly loved even a better game from them.
Yeah, for a game 7 to like literally be a ridiculous blowout, it's like that. It's like,
Why'd you waste my time?
why'd you waste our time? Just should have had it. Just friggin' sealed it up sooner. But
But they
hey,
they they did show that Doc Rivers, and whenever he has a lead, has lost, I think, 7 out of the 9 times in a series.
and if you ask me, I think Doc coached his last game in Philly this
Oh,
past weekend.
100%. I think Doc. I love. I say I love Doc, but Doc, this series has truly annoyed me to no avail. I think this might be Doc's done. He might be done in the NBA at this point. I don't see.
Yeah.
There's no team that would, if he is cut and fired, whatever, it's not going to go to Toronto because Toronto's rebuilding. He's
I
not
think I
going to,
think he should go to ESPN and just be an analyst.
and he did that for a long time too.
Yeah, long,
I
long time.
I honestly, I don't want him to go to ESPN. I want him to go to TNT. I think he, with that crew, like doing sideline or doing in-game reporting, would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I also saw some jaded Celtics fans talking about like it was a game 6. It was on ESPN, and Doris Burke and I can't remember the guy. They were doing the commentating,
Hmm.
and every other word out of their mouth was, "Oh, look how good Joel Embiid was. Tatum's 0 for 14. This is not a good start for the Celtics, but look at how great these guys are." And I'm going, well, yeah, you got to talk about the good and the bad, but I'm starting thinking, going, it's literally how they talked the whole series about the 76ers and the Celtics. It was like all bad mouthing the Celtics, like, yeah, they're doing okay, but that's just this. And then 76ers do something phenomenal, and it's like it's the end of the world. They're so excited. Um, but let's talk about the conference finals real quick. Because I know we've kind of talked about it before. We've discussed it.
Hmm.
Celtics Heat. It's going 7 games. That's what I think. It's going to go 7 games. Um, I think the Celtics win it in 7. I think what hurts the Heat especially in this series is not having Tyler Hero, because you can, no offense to the Knicks. The Knicks are good. Knicks are a good team. I would have not wanted to play the Knicks if the Knicks had won. I would be so pissed off. And I don't think you and I would have a podcast anymore.
We would be taking the whole month of June off.
Oh, yeah. We would be like, guys, this is going to be a hiatus. Kevin and I can talk. We're going to talk shit to each other every day, but we cannot be on the podcast together for a little bit until the series is over. But I think they weren't able to expose the fact that Miami didn't have, the 6th man of the year coming off the bench last year, guy who averages 22 points a game, all these things. I don't think the Knicks were able to expose that. I think the Celtics can with the depth on their bench. So Celtics in 7, going to be a hard fought battle. And we both know Jimmy Buckets is just going to be Jimmy Buckets. You can't stop that. Like I'm cool with that, but
yeah, I hate the Miami Heat because they beat my Knicks. They were not. They were the better team because they played with more effort that we. But we're not gonna get into that series. I'm very fired up about that. I just want the Celtics to blow them out as fast as possible, so we can get to the real matter at hand. So next conference is the Nuggets versus Lakers. I It's hard for me to choose between my emotion and what I think is going to
in your
happen,
heart, yeah.
but
Think of it this way: you have a team that could go to. I want to say the Lakers have been in the most NBA finals out of any team,
mhm.
or a team that's never been to an NBA finals.
I mean, it sucks because I really like that Denver Nuggets team. Like, if there's a team that I want that my Lakers should lose to, I would accept the Nuggets beating them because I love the Joker. Jamal Murray's a stud. Uh, Aaron Gordon forever still believe he was robbed of 2 straight dunk contests.
Oh my God.
Um, but we need to get into that. I just feel like the Nuggets are just a great overall team, and it's if they were to win, it would show how it's done as an NBA organization to truly how to build from like within and how to run your organization. I pretty much do the Warriors blueprint almost. Pretty much you
It's
kept
this.
everybody, you
It's the same with the
signed.
Celtics too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just feel also the longer that the Lakers keep themselves in it, the more of a chance that they're going to make it to the finals.
And this was a team a month and a half, 2 months ago that
We weren't even thinking
everyone's
about this.
we all sat there and said they're dead in the water. No LeBron, he's out. There's no God forsaken way that they're making the playoffs. They're not going to get to that playing game. Anthony Davis turned into Pelicans Anthony Davis and actually played basketball
Yeah.
and
But
showed
that
up. And
but
he's
here's the thing.
been showing up.
Kudos to the Lakers front office staff for, doing what they're supposed to get the proper help instead of sitting around in dead underwater. They
Yeah.
got the guys, they got the end that Minnesota trade literally saving our lives. Getting
Austin Reeves.
D'Angelo, Austin Reeves, he was originally drafted by the Lakers or
Right, but
undrafted,
like
signed with them.
that kid, he's playing himself into some good money.
Oh, he's gonna get a lot of money. A lot of money,
I don't think he's going to be
which
on the Lakers though, because the Lakers won't be able to match it.
we'll see well, we're gonna get to all that later.
Yeah.
But that him performing the way he's been performing into a starter, you got when they did the small move for Rui Hachimura to build up some bench.
Mm-hmm.
You got Vanderbilt from Minnesota, D'Angelo Russell from Minnesota, Malik Beasley from Minnesota.
You brought back Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder has been on the Lakers, just he's finally actually playing all right.
Well, yeah, he came back after what, skipping out a whole year and instead of signing a huge contract with him.
Yeah, absolute idiot. But that's again,
Dumbass.
but honestly, I am literally like I'm impressed with what they did, and that shows Anthony Davis is healthy at the right time of the year. LeBron is playing like the best he's ever had, and I'm gonna say it right now, as it's gonna be hard, and I'm excited to watch this series specifically. I'm gonna go with the Lakers in 6.
Wow. Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
I would either say if it goes to game 7, that gives the advantage to Denver. I think the key for the Lakers, they need to finish this series early.
So the Lakers need to steal a game.
Yes,
They have to.
in Denver. They
Yeah.
have to.
Okay.
Because I think they can win it both. They win them both at home. They'll probably slip up in Denver again and then come back home to win it in game 6. Looking it right now.
All right. So Kevin's got him in 6. If the Lakers win this and the Celtics win, this is the most scripted playoffs I've ever seen in my damn life.
Oh, man. Can you imagine the ratings? They're like all the graphics. I see it. It's the battle for 18. It's going to be battle for 18 everywhere. And
No, our shirts say unfinished business, and it already has an 1-8 in it. I don't care what the Lakers thing says. No. I was talking to my dad about it a little bit earlier. You know, over the weekend, and I said if the Celtics had won, there's truly no team that scares me as a Celtics fan at this moment now. I thought the 76ers were the team that if we couldn't get past the team, it was going to be them. If they had all played the way they should have, we may have lost that series. And this is a very different conversation. I think the Heat will outgrit any team they play, no matter who they are, no matter what. I think that's what you're going to get. So, but I still say Celtics there. The Nuggets, Lakers. Oh my God. You have your two-time MVP in Jokic. Jamal Murray's healthy. Michael Porter Jr. is healthy. Aaron Gordon still is high flying and playing like a stud. Um, I don't even know who else is out in Denver, but I know they have some
Got
decent.
guys like Bruce Brown that was formerly with
Oh,
the Nets.
oh,
You
that dude plays
got
like a big man in a little man's body.
you got Kentavious Caldwell Pope on that team, who's balling out like he's a superstar. Uh Michael Porter Jr. healthy is huge.
Let's see. Bruce Brown, Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, but he don't really play that
They
much.
got Jeff Green.
Jeff Green plays.
They have DeAndre Jordan, Thomas
He's just
Bryant.
chilling on the bench.
Yeah, Thomas Bryant. Um, Ish Smith, who's a journeyman of journeymen. And then they have a couple rookies that won't touch the court. Um, yeah. Oh man. I gotta look at this. Hold on. I gotta do one thing. All right, so let's look at the Lakers roster. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Lonnie Walker, who
He's
fell
been
off
balling.
and then decided to reimagine himself. Ryu, how would you say it? I can't even speak. Dennis Schroeder, Tristan Thompson, um, Bamba, Mo Bamba, but he's been hurt after the trade, so he hasn't played. Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, Scottie Pippen's kid, Troy Brown Jr., Wenyon Gabriel, boy from New Hampshire, and then the last three don't matter. Oh, I would say you're pretty evenly matched. Like
Yeah.
looking at these rosters, that's pretty evenly matched.
Only difference is you have the Nuggets have a two-time MVP. The Lakers have a four-time champion.
Yeah,
Those are your if those
that's your
two
difference.
play,
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
your difference. If those two play or outshine their play as stars, I think that's going to be the difference in the game. It'll be solid.
I gotta go. Honestly, though, I'm gonna go Nuggets. I'm giving that to the Nuggets in 7.
Okay.
They both will steal one from each other, home and home. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it's finally their year to at least get over that hump.
I hope
Um,
so.
and I'm not saying that just because I don't like the Lakers and I despise them more than any team besides the Yankees. I just look at it and yes, Anthony Davis has played his butt off. But I feel like we're going to see Anthony Davis return to earth sooner rather than later. LeBron, who will always playoff LeBron is scary, no matter how old he is. But then D'Angelo Russell can show up or not show up. Dennis Schroeder, sometimes he'll hit a shot. I just think you have a little bit more consistency across the board with the Nuggets. And that's the only thing that's going to give them that like small edge.
Oh, and also key thing, don't mean to cut you off, but
You're good.
Mo Bamba is going to be out for the Lakers
Yeah,
for
he's been
game
out.
1.
I thought he's been out. I thought he got hurt because
Well, I
Tristan
guess
Thompson's been playing more.
that's hilarious that he went from ESPN broadcaster 1 week to Lakers bench buddy.
Mainly because no one in ESPN wanted to listen to him.
All right, so he will miss game 1. Mo Bamba. He's another reason why the Lakers were rocking out. Let's see, never truly materialized. Yeah, he's just freaking injured, freaking loser. All right. Well, we'll see how it all works out.
It does seem like I'm looking at. Well, Jordan plays about 15 minutes a game for him. DeAndre gives him 5 and 5.
Probably just to relieve Jokic so he can just breathe a little bit.
Yeah, that's the only reason. But that's pretty good backup to have. And then your other
Yeah.
backup is Jeff Green coming in for Porter Jr. or Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Jeff Green, we know he ain't no slouch.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it to the Nuggets. And then if you go further, so we have the Celtics and you have Celtics Lakers. I have Celtics Nuggets. I'll let you go first because this
Well,
is
right now,
for 18.
before I go talk about all that very interesting stat from Bleacher Report.
Oh boy.
Playoff wins since the 2005-2006 season.
Mhm.
Lakers 19, Spurs with 20, Cavs with 21, the Celtics 23, Warriors 25, the Heat with 26,
Fuck that.
and LeBron with 41.
Yeah, good for him because he played on 3 teams that had been stacked.
Hey, that's still pretty impressive though. But to answer your question, because I know you're dying to hear it.
I have one stat too. Hold on.
Go ahead,
I
stat
saw
it
it
up.
yesterday. From 2000 and 2001, those seasons until now, or till yeah. And for the Patriots, they went to the playoffs and their conference finals 13 times. Okay. That was the most across the board of any team. The Celtics in the same time period have gone to 9 conference finals. It's the most out of any team in the NBA.
Okay,
Let's go.
I dig it.
But I cut you off. Please, like, what you got?
Now, if it is Lakers Celtics, and this is only if this is the series, I'm thinking that just because the NBA storybook writers would want it, I think LeBron will get the next one. I'm going with LeBron. If it's Celtics Lakers,
If it's Celtics Lakers, I think it's more poetic that the Celtics win it.
why?
Really? What was the best basketball player that
Oh,
just
because
Bill
because
Russell passed
Bill.
away? I
True, because it
think,
was poetic. The Lakers won in 2020, and Kobe passed.
yep. I think
And
it'd
I
be
wouldn't be mad with that, honestly.
I think it'd be poetic to see the Celtics. If the Celtics beat the Lakers, that would just be amazing. I'd cry. I would legit cry. Happy tears. If the Celtics lost to Lakers, I'd break my TV and not talk to you for a week.
Yep, we would
Um,
have to take like 2 weeks off
yeah,
after.
probably have to take a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Now if it's Celtics Nuggets, still Celtics. I think the Celtics. I think that's an easier series for the Celtics to win.
it
You got
it because you don't have to deal with that extra pressure.
no. Well, it's not even just the pressure, but like, look at what Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum did last night, yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
They dropped 80 points between the two of them, and they barely tried. Jokic is the main scorer on that team. And look what Al Horford did to Joel Embiid, except for during 2 games.
Yeah,
I'll take that. But I
it
think
would be definitely more of a it wouldn't be as stressful as a series. I don't think if it was
no,
against the Nuggets. I
I
think
don't
it would
think so
just
either.
be like a regular series that they can go into.
Yeah. I think if you go Lakers Celtics, it's a very stressful series for no matter who you are or no matter what fan base you are, because everyone's going to root for one or the other. That's just how it's going to be. It's you could be a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, but you're going to root for either the Celtics or you're rooting for the Lakers. Well, who's the lesser of two evils in your mind? So I don't know. It'll be interesting. But quickly we'll talk about this because this is happening right before the Western Conference Championship game 1 tomorrow night. And everyone that's going to listen to this on Saturday, 5 days after. The NBA draft lottery is tomorrow night. So this is basically the lottery to see who gets Victor.
Yes.
I don't, yeah. Ben, the only thing I care about is Ben Wallace is going for the Detroit Pistons. I think that's dope.
All right, so I'm looking at the percentage chances. So you have the Pistons and Rockets and Spurs, all with a 14% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. Those are your top 3. Followed by the Hornets at 12.5, Blazers at 10.5. Then you have the Magic with 9%, the Pacers at 6.8%, Wizards at 6.7%, Jazz at 4.5, the Mavs at 3.0, the Bulls at 1.8, followed by the Thunder at 1.7. Then you have the Raptors with 1% and the Pelicans at a 0.5%. Now I want you to take a look at that Mavericks 3%.
But the Mavericks
Hold on. This is very big.
Yeah.
So the Mavericks are currently slated, if they went as I listed, they would be getting the 10th pick.
Right.
Now, if that pick happened to slides to 11 or lower due to the Kristaps Porzingis trade, that pick would be sent over to the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Which one would be, wow, talk about a failure in that trade when we all talked about how the Mavs got one over on the Knicks. But that would be very interesting because, as a Knicks fan as well, that pick could be something to be used to help gather pieces to go over the hump.
And there's one other one too that's similar. Honestly, it's like, oh my god, who is it? I saw it earlier today, and I don't remember if
I think I know what you're talking about too,
it's
but
like
I
the
don't know where it
Pelicans
is.
or something.
Let's see. Let me see.
Oh, here we go. Let's see Yahoo Sports.
Yes.
Oh, I don't care about that. Oh, damn it. I can't remember who it is, but it's like if the pick is outside the top 4 or 5, then this other team jumps all the way up to that pick.
Let's see. What are the odds for the draft lottery? Let's see. Well, I knew there's like a new way that they're doing the lottery system as well.
Oh,
Or this is like the new lottery system. It's because it's preventing the teams that were trying to tank from them getting the number 1 overall spot. So here we go. In the first year of the league's new lottery system, this is from CBS Sports, by the way. The New Orleans Pelicans, who entered the night with the 7th best odds to get the first pick, jumped all the way to the number 1 spot. They passed the 3 teams that had a 14% chance of getting it. A shocking development. So this is talking about when that's how they won. It was during the Zion Williamson
okay.
thing. So that's the thing is depending on how it works, they could end up jumping, which would be crazy. King balls on 1 to 14. Those combinations split between determine the number one pick and let's create a 4-number combination. A team that matches up with the combination chosen is then awarded the one pick. House is done again to determine the picks second through fourth. Once that process is completed, determine the top 4 draft picks. The remaining order, spots 5 through 14, is set in inverse order of their 2023 regular season records. In other words, the teams with the worst remaining records pick higher than those who finish with the better records. So that's how the process is for the lottery. I didn't know that. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's how it ends up being like the same order as like their record. Very interesting. Huh. But I feel like we should do who do we think is going to get the lottery pick? And then one outlier who we think would also get it. So 2 choices. Since we have it.
Let's let's talk about the representatives real quick because this
Oh,
is
do they have that?
Yeah. So Detroit Pistons, Ben Wallace. Houston
That's
Rockets,
amazing.
their new coach, Ime Udoka. Idiots. Should have just spent Jalen Green or somebody else or James Harden for you since you want him back. San Antonio Spurs is team owner Peter Holt. Charlotte Hornets is rookie guard Mark Williams. Portland Trailblazers, former All-Star guard Brandon Roy. I love
Brandon
that one.
Roy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Orlando Magic coach Jamal Mosley. Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. Washington Wizards coach Wes Unseld Jr. Utah Jazz, Colin Sexton. Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison, the GM. Chicago Bulls, rookie guard Dalen Terry. Oklahoma City Thunder, former player and current scout Nick Collison. Let's go.
Yo, Nick Collison. He was that guy at Kansas, man. So
oh my
good.
God. I feel like he was always in school. Then Toronto Raptors GM.
Big thing with Nick Collison before you go off him. Kudos to him for never ever leaving his team. He played with Seattle / the Thunder his whole career.
Never left.
Never left.
Good for him. I loved it. Toronto Raptors general manager Bobby Webster and the New Orleans Pelicans vice president David Griffin.
Nice.
Now, let's look at the lottery. Who do I think gets the overall number 1 pick? San Antonio. I think it's just going to happen.
Okay.
I think Detroit has gotten so many number 1 picks as of late, and they haven't done anything yet with it. I know it takes a little bit, but I really want to see what Pop does with Victor. Like, Pop will take him and mold him into the best player imaginable.
Okay, real quick. All right, so is
that's my team that would actually get it.
Okay, go ahead.
My pick for a team that just like randomly could potentially get it is, let me just look real quick. I'm just gonna go with it just because it's hysterical and make them the super tall team of the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Dude, that would be so lit.
They would have the legit tallest team in NBA history right there. Starting 5 of all over 6'7".
Oh yeah. That'd be nuts. Oh, to answer your question, I think you were talking about Orlando.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chicago's pick could be conveyed to Orlando. That was the other one of the lottery. So the Mavs to the Knicks, and then the Chicago Bulls went to the Magic.
Nice. All right, who do you got?
All right, so for me, hold on. Wow. I just looked at the rest of the picks in the first round. The Knicks have the 23rd pick already.
Yeah, they have a couple.
Oh no, wait. No, the next pick is actually going to Portland. And your Boston Celtics, you sent your first round pick to Indiana, apparently.
Yeah, it was part of the trade to get Malcolm Brogdon.
Brogdon, yeah. All right. So for me, if I think who's gonna possibly get it, I'm gonna rule out all the 14 percenters because just the last couple years it just hasn't worked out that way. I'm gonna go right under that. I'm gonna go with Charlotte as a realistic spot. Thinking about with
Oh,
like think about Jordan hasn't had a chance to like pick
but he's
like a
still on the team.
superstar. Well, it will be his last thing before he sells it. His
Yeah.
last thing that he does. So I'll go with the Hornets.
Guys,
And
how bad do you think they still would be?
if they got Victor,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because they're going to lose Terry Rozier because that's apparently the rumors that they're going to try to get him out, trade him.
Okay.
And no offense to LaMelo, but he can't stay healthy, and when he does stay healthy, he gets in so much foul trouble he can't stay on the court. And Bridges is not. I hope to God that he never comes back to the NBA for after the allegations against him for what he did last summer.
Hey, they need
God,
something
I don't know.
positive. Them getting a number one overall pick.
That could do it. That would definitely
That
do
could
it.
do it. So that's my one
That
that
would
would
be
be likely.
crazy.
Um, but my odd ball pick to get the lottery,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be hilarious. Let's go with those Chicago Bulls.
Oh my God. That would
Can you
be
just
so
imagine
funny.
the Bulls? And that I think that pick goes to Orlando if it gets like top five.
That's so Orlando.
So then Orlando would
What if
literally
what if
would have the biggest lineup ever.
what if Chicago somehow gets the number one pick? Orlando's sitting there just going, oh, let's go. Let's go.
Can you imagine that lineup of like Victor, then like Pyle Banchero, then Bol, then Franz Wagner.
And then you have Cole Anthony running the point, and he's like
That's
3 feet shorter than the rest of
it's
them.
the greatest. Oh my gosh.
That would be the new Lob City of this generation.
Oh my god. I love it. Oh,
But um I will be interested to see how Victor plays in the NBA. It's going to be, I think it's going to take him a little bit longer than what a lot of people think.
he's got to build his strength up more.
He's going to have to get used to playing against guys
That are strong and athletic.
and similar to his size. There's no one out there that's exactly similar. The Greek Freak is the closest, but he's still taller. Victor's still a lengthier human being,
Yeah.
but he's going to have to put on muscle. And I wonder how much he can put on. Is he going to be like Kevin Durant, or is he going to be able to become like Giannis, where Giannis was able to put on decent muscle?
I think Giannis, his body could definitely develop into a Giannis. Again, it's just whoever is in charge of his programming. They need to make sure he's staying healthy, make sure he's getting he's putting on weight the right way.
Yep.
And as long as he can stay healthy and develop playing into the physicality of the NBA, the sky's the limit. He'll be extremely scary. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what he can do. Is he gonna put up like crazy numbers right away? We don't know. The NBA is a different game than it is overseas. So well, he'll definitely be a blueprint of taller guys trying to play small. And that his game would just change the whole complete landscape of like what kids look as guys to play basketball. Like we're
Oh
not
my
gonna
God.
have like guys playing like a Joel Embiid or like a Shaq. Like the guys they're looking up to, there's no guy that just goes into the post and just dominates people. That doesn't exist. It's from the outside in instead of the other way around, like we grew up playing. So we shall see.
All right. Before we end this evening, I want to call something out here.
Okay.
So everyone knows, if you're an NBA fan, if you like basketball, everyone knows the name Chris Brickley, right?
Okay.
He used to work for the Knicks. He runs Black what was it? Black Ops basketball in New York City. He's the top trainer for a lot of NBA players. Melo, LeBron, anyone and everyone that's an NBA player knows Chris Brickley. Well, Chris Brickley is from my home state of New Hampshire. I went to high school with him for a year. One of the best basketball players I've ever seen play. He now, I literally saw it as we were talking, is creating courts back home in Manchester, New Hampshire for youth and for people to actually play basketball. His reason, let me just see. This is the beginning of everything I want to do back home. I'm determined to put Manchester, New Hampshire on the map and give kids motivation and inspiration to make it out of here, whether it's through sports or anything else. Over the next few years, I have plans to build a bunch of things back home. Now, if you're from New Hampshire, you're from Manchester, you know Manchester is an okay city. It's not the greatest in spots. When I lived there, it was all right. But it's one of those where still there's issues, like any city in any state. But Chris grew up through it and wants to change things around. I think it's phenomenal. I love it. And then I was looking at his stories, and there's a post. It looks like there's things already under construction. And one of the courts, it was a 3-minute drive from my old house.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's awesome. I love it. I cannot wait to go back and visit New Hampshire and see these courts and see what he's going to do. So congratulations. I know you'll probably never hear this podcast, but congratulations, Chris Brickley. Keep doing what you're doing and keep bringing New Hampshire, on the map. But that's all I got.
Legit. Wow. So that's our podcast today.
Damn. All right. Well, Kevin, get us out of here. It's 9:48. We spent a lot longer than I thought we would tonight on this.
Yeah, I
Well, that
figured it was gonna
happens.
be that way.
Yeah.
All right, so outro time. If you are watching this on our YouTube, make sure you continue to watch us at the Manly Musings Podcast. What else we got? If you just want to listen to us instead of hearing us talk and seeing our faces, listen to us on all streaming platforms. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Play, and Google Play. So all 4 of those. If you love Instagram like I do, feel free to follow our Instagrams. You can follow Merritt's at Merritt_P. Follow me at KQuava624. Follow the podcast Instagram at the Manly Musings Pod. If you're wondering why there hasn't been any content lately, it's just, well, life has been a little bit busy, and the social media guy has been tired. So hopefully we're going to get some more different content up in a little bit. Definitely got to have some things to share, especially we got Andrew back in the fold, having him on the podcast more. We're going to have some stuff there. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll have some other updates for you guys like last week. We'll let you know of when there's either going to be a no podcast or mini podcasts. We'll keep you updated there. And yeah, see y'all. Have a good night.
Peace out.
Peace.